Hey there, John Gibson here. Now, the other day I got a really good question that I want to address because honestly, this is why I work with women with PCOS. And the question was, how do I get pregnant? Now, I wish I had this answer that I could give you that was like, oh, here's exactly what you do and it's guaranteed to work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. But there are some things that we can do to be able to help you out and make it so that there is a better possibility of having children and things like that. Now, before I get into that, what I need you to do is, if you want more information, if you want more help, more guidance on how to lose weight with PCOS, go ahead and go to fatextractionmethod.com, where I have a whole training. It's a free training where you'll learn basically the ins and outs of how I help people see success and the things you can do to be able to get the weight off, okay? Now, let's go back to this, okay? Having children with PCOS. Here's the honest truth when it comes to PCOS. And this is something that I've had this frustration with for a long time. I want to say about 2 or 3 months ago, I was talking to a woman and she said to me, I've never tried to have children because I found out I had PCOS when I was 15 years old. And my doctor told me that I couldn't have children. And so I just said, what's the point in trying? I'm not even going to try to have kids. And so she didn't. And she was about 48 or so at the time when I was talking to her. And so having kids was basically out of the question at that point. And I was like, well, why didn't you even try? She goes, well, he just told me I couldn't. I'm like, did you have evidence of that? No, just the doctor told me that. Well, here's the honest truth. Only 20% of women with PCOS cannot have children. Okay? Only 20%. The other 80% can. But unfortunately, I don't hear a lot of doctors sharing that information. I don't hear them saying, yeah, you can have kids, or there's a possibility, or we'll tackle that later. But a lot of times when someone finds out they have PCOS, right away the doctor says you can't have kids. Or the other side of things is that the majority of people who find out they have PCOS, they find out because they are struggling with fertility. And they go to the doctor, say, hey, okay, we've been trying to have kids for several years, it's not working, and the doctor diagnoses them with PCOS. So there's a lot of people out there walking around with PCOS that don't realize it because they haven't had to deal with fertility issues, or they haven't had some of the other symptoms that are common with PCOS, even though they do have PCOS, okay? So I wanna make sure you understand that you can see success. You can have children. I mean, you say there's that hope, okay? I can't guarantee with 100% surety that you can have children, but there are things we can do to make sure that we improve those chances, right? So I want to talk about 3 things you can do. Now, number 1, this is what you hear from your doctor all the time. You need to lose weight, right? So by losing weight, you can actually improve your chances because there's a few things that happen. Your fat cells, okay? Now, this is something I always tell people. Out in the world, we've got this whole movement of body positivity and just be happy and fat acceptance and things like that, which I'm okay with the idea of, right? But I'm not necessarily okay with the practice of a lot of things that I see. And the reason why is because if you have PCOS, your fat literally is toxic to you. Part of the reason you have the symptoms you have is because of hormones that are released from your fat cells. So if we can get rid of those fat cells, right, or shrink them down, whatever we do, we can actually improve your health. We can improve your symptoms. Now, one of those symptoms is your ability to ovulate. Okay, if you can't ovulate, obviously you can't have children. And so if we can help you lose the fat, then we can help you start to ovulate and things like that, right? Okay, now PCOS does not make it impossible to lose weight. Does it make it difficult? Yes, but only because there's certain obstacles we have to overcome, right? Because unfortunately what people do is they try to lose weight the same way that everyone else is trying to lose weight. They're following the same diets that everybody else is following. But they don't realize that, hey, there's different obstacles, which means you have to do things differently, okay? The keto diet works for some people, right? I'm only using the keto diet because the keto diet is the most popular one. But the keto diet works for some people, but people don't realize that literally your fat cells, okay, no, sorry, not your fat cells, your muscle cells have a difficulty burning fat. So by you just eating more fat is not going to fix that, right? Or you cutting out carbs